Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Show. Have a seat. Have a seat, everybody. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Hi. Have a seat. Have a seat. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Keep that love going from a dear friend, pretty in pink. It's Kendall Mark, everybody.
Hi.
Good morning, friend.
Good morning. I think the audience thinks Stephanie Hansen's bringing food.
They think what?
I think they think Stephanie Hansen's bringing food, so that's why they're cheering
something
so loud.
Because here's the deal, and I love it. I am so appreciative. I say this a lot, but I mean it. Every day, people coming to see our show, it means a lot. They get dressed up. They come. They drive to Eden Prairie. You know what I mean? But you've heard me say, Tuesdays and Wednesdays have been challenging for us during the summer. It's a slow day. So I joked last week that if people come on a Wednesday, we'll give them like a car or something. Now I don't, but we don't have that approved yet. So I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Did you really think you were getting a car? I mean, look around.
We could get some Hot Wheels.
That's our little Hot Wheels or something?
Hot Wheels, yeah.
Well, speaking of the audience and being grateful, these folks are here on a good day. You're watching on a fun day for all of us. I want to say congratulations to our staff because today is the 7th anniversary of the Jason Show. So yeah, 7 years. It was 7 years ago. 7 years ago, because we're getting ready to start our 8th season, the day after Labor Day. But yeah, it was 7 years ago today that we went on the air. The set looked very different. Our audience, back then, we weren't quite sure what we were doing. The audience were in folding chairs, right where you're standing, actually. And it was, a very small little set. It was, we did the best we could. I used to sit in front of this thing. And they used to have tchotchkes in there. Now that's moved over here. But the set's gone through a lot of iterations over the 7 seasons. But I remember that day very clearly. It was really exciting. It was great. It was
exciting and nerve-wracking, I'm sure.
Yeah, because you know what? People ask me sometimes. After the show, I do a Q&A with the audience. And, when you do this every day for 7 years, people sometimes ask the same questions. And a question that we'll get every so often is, do you ever get nervous? And my answer is always the same. I don't get nervous doing this. Like this I could do. This is, Oprah said it once, it's like breathing. Now, small talk and cocktail parties, that's where I'm nervous. I do not do that well.
Daddy doesn't like that.
But that day, and executive producer Jeff knows this, and I don't think I've ever said this publicly. I got home that first day after the show debuted, and I had a little bit of like a little panic attack. I remember I lived in and I got home, I was by myself, and I remember sitting on my couch and I started to cry a little bit. And it was happy tears, but I also thought, oh my goodness, we have to do this every day. Like, every day of my life, we're gonna have to do this, And throughout my TV career, and the other thing that really, I didn't get nervous, but I thought, oh my, and I never thought about it until that moment, is every other TV job that I've had a co-anchor. When I anchored the news, I had a co-anchor. When I co-hosted The Buzz, I had Alex and Keith. This was the first TV thing where if it failed, it was failing because people don't like me. But think about that. It was it scared me to death. So I got over that quickly when, the ratings came in for the first couple weeks and we did really well. So yeah. and continue to do well. So,
Cheers.
and congratulations to you. I will say, you joining the show was one of the best things ever. I love Shane, but yeah, I love you. So
I love you too.
I didn't love you yesterday, but I love you today again. That's right.
I loved you yesterday.
Hashtag $100 bill. Google it. You'll see what she did. Anyway, let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. Have you spent that money yet?
I'm gonna get some more shoes.
Okay, I knew you were going to. I thought you were going to give it to charity. Anyway.
I am charity, Jason.
That's right, the Kendall Mark Foundation. Let's get started. The effort to shorten the Oscars looks like, a one-year kind of thing. The new CEO, the new bigwig of the Academy, says he would like to see all the awards return back to the show for this year's Back to the Live show. Oh, no, Aaron, you can't force them to clap on this one. Yeah. Aaron was trying to get the audience to clap. You're like, I don't like this. So for this year's ceremony, 8 awards were given out before the show went live. They were then edited down and then aired during the broadcast. Those categories: short films, hair, makeup, sound, and production design. But here's the deal. The move didn't really help. The Oscars still went on for about a month. Actually, about 3. The audience is like, really? It went on for about 3.5 hours. You know me. If you watch the show since the beginning, I've been very firm on my position with this. I have always said, and I still do believe this, you can't do movies. It's a two-pronged thing. You can't do movies without the behind-the-scenes folks. That's why on this show, I always try to bring attention to all the crew that you don't get to see, because we wouldn't have a show without them. So that's one track of thinking. But also the harsh reality, the mean reality is, Joe Q Public, if you're going to put it on TV and make it a broadcast, you have to make it broadly appealing. And as harsh as it is, the average viewer doesn't really care about editing. They want to just see it, they appreciate it, but they don't want to sit through that speech. The majority of folks. Now, I will tell you though, because it didn't work, like it didn't shorten anything, fine, put it back. Because it didn't do anything. It didn't change anything.
Well, was that like 10 or so years ago where they did, for example, makeup? They had people on stage with the actual makeup on, or like they had the costumes on stage. I thought that was really interesting as an average viewer. They should just do that again.
Yeah, here's what the producers have to do, and then we'll move on. Here's the challenge. A, Hollywood has to nominate movies that the public wants to root for. Right. It's very much like, and hold on to your wigs and keys, Jason's going to make a sports analogy, but here we go.
Oh my
but
God,
you know,
I'm waiting.
The ratings, I think I'm right on this. The ratings for Super Bowls and World Series, they're higher when the teams competing are of interest and there's suspense. If the same team, you know what I mean? And I've looked, it is the case.
Right.
If you put on movies that people want to root for, there's going to be more people watching. But if you put on movies that 3 people and a mouse saw, nobody's going to watch the darn thing.
Like that water movie?
The water, yeah, where the squid person, I don't know.
In the water.
Yeah. Next in the dish, former Minnesota Senator Al Franken guest hosted Jimmy Kimmel last night. And channeling his inner Jimmy, he went out on the street to quiz regular folks, I don't know about that, about their knowledge of the U.S. Senate. Look.
We're here on Hollywood Boulevard. Let's go talk to the informed American electorate. Excuse me, what's your name?
Margot?
And where are you from, Margot?
Burbank.
And can you name one U.S. senator?
Mitt Romney.
Okay.
Oh, Marco Rubio. Elizabeth Warren.
Okay, good.
Amy Klobuchar.
Okay, you can go. You can go. Thank you. We're going to cut that, okay? Only 2 independents. Name them.
Bernie Sanders and Angus King.
Joe Manchin, Chairman of Energy and Natural Resources. Robert Menendez, Foreign Relations Chair.
Veterans.
John Tester.
Of Montana. Excuse me. Where are you folks from?
Wyoming.
Perfect. Can you name your 2 U.S. senators?
John Barrasso and Cynthia Loomis.
And Barrasso's like the 3rd ranking member in the Republican Party.
Okay, who's 2nd ranking?
Oh, John Thune, South Dakota.
And so if McConnell ever retires, then Thune becomes minority leader.
Or a majority leader, depending, of course.
Well,
Of course. How does Kimmel find all the idiots?
Didn't work. Didn't work. They're probably actors, but it didn't work. Yeah.
Didn't work. No.
So maybe there's a little hope for humanity. Al's first guest was his former SNL co-worker. You always forget that Bob Odenkirk, before Saul, was on SNL. He was a writer. Bob invited Al to watch the finale of Better Call Saul with the entire cast, and the two talked about it. Look.
I know that your family were super fans, so.
It was so weird for us because everyone there had worked on the show for years and years, and we're like four people who just were there. And it was, thank you for doing that. We are super fans of the show, but we're like, as we're leaving, my son we're just going like, that's so weird. Because everybody, and my son says, you know, this would be like, we're big Vikings fans in our family. And my son is saying like, this would be like if the Vikings finally win the Super Bowl, if the Vikings invited us into their locker room and had me say, we did it.
We did it.
All of us.
We all did it.
It feels like it.
Because, Lord, we love a good Minnesota connection. We'll take it however we can get it. Bob says Al helped him a lot when the two were at SNL. Yeah, Bob, if you don't know it, there's a couple of really good books about SNL. Bob Odenkirk did not have a smooth ride at SNL. He routinely bumped heads with Lorne Michaels. Bob admitted that he was a little bit of a jerk. He was young and had that kind of know-it-all feeling and did not get along with Lorne Michaels. And if you're going to get along with anybody at SNL, you should probably get along with Lorne Michaels.
Good idea.
Good idea. You know what's a good idea? Staying right there because we have a lot more to come. We'll be right back. The dish isn't done. Coming up next, someone dares to question Mariah Carey as the rightful queen of Christmas, and it's ending up in court. Then, our foodie queen, Stephanie Hansen, returns, and today she's showing you how to make homemade ice cream without all that churning. And it's our anniversary. That's right, today we debuted 7 years ago, and we're looking back at 7 seasons of nuttiness. I'm gonna go to the Hacienda and get a margarita. That and more when we come back.
Taking off your gloves and your hairnet.
Great Wednesday crowd today, man. I love it.
Bravo.
I know. Again, I hope they think I hope they don't think they're getting cars. Yeah.
Or food.
Welcome back. Hey, Murray Bartlett from The White Lotus I love that show on HBO. That was so good. Was on with Fallon last night. And he talked about shooting the whole thing during the pandemic because they shot at a real resort in Maui. It's our late night rewind.
I'm like, I can't wait to see what trouble you get into. Your character is so good, so rascally, so funny, and you just nailed it all the way. What an arc, and the whole way, if you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor and watch The White Lotus and watch Mary. But it was just brilliant. And this was all done like during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, early on. So there was very little contact in the beginning. We just, sent in self-tapes, and then, we found out we got the job, and then we were whisked out of our COVID caves and taken to Hawaii.
But I mean, Mike White kind of wrote it and filmed it in 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah, he wrote those. I mean, they were incredible scripts, and they barely changed as we started working on the show because they were so tight. And he wrote them in 2 months. And then we started shooting, shot it in 4 months, and it was all over.
I also want to mention you're in season 2 of.
I'm sorry. What you didn't see was Jeff, executive producer Jeff, tried leading the applause coming out of it because we clapped, and this was Jeff for about a minute, and nobody was joining in on him.
No.
With him.
Not a single person. Nope.
It's awesome, though. I have been, so they shot The White Lotus at the Four Seasons in Maui, in the Wailea part of Maui, and I've been there. I went there on my honeymoon, and it's right by Oprah's house. Like Oprah's up in the mountain, and then Oprah made her own road to get up the mountain.
She would.
Oh yeah, she had her own. Anyway, but at the bottom of the mountain, it's called Wailea, and it's where all the fancy resorts are. So Colin and I used to walk down the beach. We used to walk down the beach and like spy on the rich people. We just, look. Yeah, it was fun. It's a beautiful resort. What?
You could have been an extra in White Lotus.
I know. It's a gorgeous. So every time they would show, I'm like, we walked by that pool. Oh, we tried to sneak in there. Yeah. Next in the dish, we're getting our first images of the Addams Family spinoff based on Wednesday, the daughter. Look at this. Vanity Fair released the images from the Netflix series. If Morticia looks familiar, check that out. That's Catherine Zeta-Jones. How great is that? Louis Guzman is Gomez. Jenna Ortega plays Wednesday. And Isaac Ordonez is Pugsley. 8 episodes, and it's going to hit this fall. All of them are great. The girl that plays Wednesdays, she was cast for a reason. But Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia, perfect. Absolutely perfect.
And I hear Christina Ricci, she's going to be in it somewhere. They haven't named like what her character will be, but the original Wednesday is going to make an appearance somehow.
Because I'm sure some scenes now would not be appropriate, but the Addams Family values, there's so many great scenes with Christina Ricci as Wednesday that are like, we could never get away with it now, but go back and watch it and just keep in mind. Next in the dish, Mariah Carey's effort. I can't even read this with a straight face. Mariah Carey's effort to legally be known as the Queen of Christmas has hit a bump in the road. I know, audience. How are we going to survive? Mariah filed for the trademark last year, but Elizabeth Chan, who performs only Christmas music, has filed a formal objection to the trademark. And Darlene Love, who we do love, says on Facebook, "Girl, I've been the Queen of Christmas since before Mariah rose to fame." Yeah. Mariah's 1994 Christmas album, to give her credit, is one of the best-selling Christmas albums of all time. Now, look, I give Mariah a pass on a lot of things because her diva behavior cracks me up. But when you bring Darlene Love into it, that changes everything for me. I love Mariah, but Darlene Love, she's the Queen of Christmas, and we're done. I mean, she is. There's nobody better than Darlene Love. It's done. There's a period on the end of that sentence.
I just don't know, like, you're going to trademark yourself the Queen of Christmas? Like, can we have Virgin Mary? I don't know. Like,
well, Oprah.
Doesn't she win? I don't know.
Wow, in 7 years, that's the first time the Virgin Mary has been brought up on the show. Yeah. Congratulations, Kendall. Gonna bring up Moses next segment? Come on.
You never know. Let's part the sea. Let's go.
Let's do it. No, but come on, Mariah. That's a little ridiculous. That's like Oprah trying to like trademark an O. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
What would you be if you could trademark like a thing? What would you say? The king of the biscuits?
No, I would, yeah. Well, the biscuits are trademarked, actually. They are trademarked.
They are.
They are, but I'm just saying, so. Mary Hart didn't marry, oh no, she insured her legs. Mary Hart from Entertainment Tonight, Entertainment Tonight always had a desk that you could see on purpose. But Mary Hart, back in the 80s, she had what people consider like the most beautiful legs, and they were insured for like $3 million.
Heidi Klum did that too.
Well, Heidi did it because Mary Hart did it. So let's, yeah.
Sorry.
Just saying, yeah.
Woo.
Give credit to Mary Hart, just saying. Love the E.T. Next on the dish, a few weeks ago, we showed you Aaron Rodgers walking into training camp. The QB was dressed up, well, some Vikings fans are booing just that.
That's right.
Sorry, guys. The QB was dressed up like Nick Cage from Con Air. Well, it turns out, Aaron may actually have a thing for the actor. Look.
Yeah, we have a very important question.
So who's the head? Is that a question?
Yeah. It doesn't count, though.
I'm curious. It's Nick Cage.
Oh. It does
Do we need to get it down?
Yeah.
Somebody just sent this to me yesterday with no message
camera in there.
Oh, it's more Nick
Can you hold
Cage.
it up
They might be.
to your face?
No, I
so-
can't.
There he is. Here's the video that started it all. Is it better or worse in slow motion? I don't know. I don't know. Is it worse? It's worse, the audience says. I mean, it's a little odd, but I collect weird things, so it's, I mean, look, you know.
You do? You collect weird things? I had no idea. Your studio is not set up like that at all.
Or my home, I do have that life-size bust of Darth Vader that I bought after a few cocktails. But I mean, that's
in the entryway of the house.
No, anyway.
Welcome.
It's unclear. I do, thank you. I do have the cow.
Yeah.
I do have Milky the cow, thank you. Look at Director Leo being on it today. I love it. He's like Johnny on the spot.
You should see behind the set.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's very scary. It's unclear. We don't know who sent that bust to Aaron or if it was a joke or whatever. Next in the dish. It looks like Disney may have run out of ideas, at least for their live action movies, because now they're setting their focus on creating another movie out of another one of their theme park rides. Deadline.com is saying that Disney is in talks and they're getting real serious about making a big Thunder Mountain movie. Now, if you are not versed in Disney, let me explain. The movie would be based on a really popular roller coaster that's at a lot of the parks. It's at Anaheim at Disneyland, it's in Orlando at Disney World, and a couple of their international parks. The ride is set in a mining town where gold is discovered. So the directors, the people behind Hawkeye, you know, the show from Marvel, has signed on to lead the project. And this isn't the reason this isn't the first time that Disney has made movies based on rides. You know, because we've had Jungle Cruise, we had a Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy, that was horrible, and then the biggest hit was Pirates of the Caribbean, which, you know what I'm going to say, this is my favorite thing. So, Pirates of the Caribbean was a ride that then was made into a movie, and then that movie was made into a ride, because they changed the ride to match the new movie. Because Pirates of the Caribbean originally didn't have Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow. So you follow me? It was a ride, then a movie, then a ride.
So cyclical.
Very much so. This could be good, I guess, out of all of them. Like, I didn't like Jungle Cruise.
You didn't like Jungle Cruise?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, I've lost the audience after Jungle Cruise.
The people and I really liked Jungle Cruise.
I just have to be honest, I didn't. I didn't.
What about it? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
What didn't I like about it?
smoke
Everything.
show.
I didn't like anything about it.
None of it?
I don't know.
Emily Blunt being like bad to the bone?
And I like Emily Blunt, and The Rock's fine, but yeah, I like Emily Blunt. It was all right.
You are like the no fun room. I'm never coming over. I can't believe you don't like Jungle Cruise.
Get new sidekick for season 8. Jack, you want to be my sidekick, Jack? Yeah. It's Jack right there.
Fine.
It's my buddy Jack. He's back, and if Kendall makes one more comment, Jack's hired and Kendall's fired, everybody. That's right.
Come on.
It's time to meet our first JVIP of the week. Today, meet Hannah. Hi, Hannah. She says she loves watching Kendall and I each morning. Well, that's about to change. Putting out some positive energy and great laughs and Minnesota highlights. Hannah says, I'm a great value to Minnesota broadcasting, thank you. And Kendall is the cherry on top. Well, Hannah gets a Jason Show. Yes, she is. Hannah gets a Jason Show mug. She's also entered to win the monthly grand prize. That includes coming to the studio to watch the film, a $150 gift card to Becker Furniture World, and a $200 gift card to Wood House Spa. The one and the only, Stephanie Hansen. When we come back in a moment, everybody. Hi. Well, making your own homemade ice cream is no easy task, but there's an internet trend that's heating up and takes all the churn out of the process. Here with her recipe for no-churn ice cream, it's our foodie queen, Stephanie Hansen, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back.
You guys, I've been in the North Woods harvesting. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah,
but
harvesting? You're like Laura Ingalls Wilder. What do you mean?
and I had to put pants on, and it's a little rough under there.
I love that you had to show the audience that you weren't
I was
kidding.
like, my pants are rolling down over my stomach roll.
Oh.
You know, that's what you do on vacation. You eat, you drink,
Yes,
you make ice cream.
Yeah. Okay, so what is this?
This is, okay, normally you need an ice cream maker, right? Remember the days where you had rock salt and you had that wooden barrel and you churned like Grandma Ingalls?
Yeah.
No more. You don't need any special equipment to make ice cream. And I've made this is my 4th batch. I made it at my cabin with my nieces. So you just take 2 cups of heavy cream, okay? And I did learn the hard way. There's a difference between heavy cream and whipping cream because the whipping cream didn't set up very well. A little vanilla.
That's good to know. So do not use whipped cream.
It is called heavy whipping cream. It's 36% milk fat, and that does make a difference.
Okay.
So this is just in my Cuisinart. You could do it in your blender or your Ninja or whatever. We're just gonna turn this on. We're gonna wait until soft peaks form, and while that's happening, I'm gonna show you a couple that I already made. Soft peaks. So the idea is you're mixing the cream with sweetened condensed milk. And that's all you need with a little flavoring. So this kind of ice cream that I made, I just mixed in Oreo thins that I crushed. The way you crush them is the best way is just with your rolling pin, and then you just roll over them. I know that Jason likes Oreos.
I do.
We did our TV show together.
Yeah.
And so you just make this in your fruit processor, and I want to show you the texture. And I've had these out for about a half hour because they get really hard. But can you see that on the camera? Like the texture of it is just like regular ice cream. I've got soft peaks forming in here.
How long?
You're gonna eat this while I make it.
Okay, that's fine. But can you? Okay, so. That looks like ice cream.
It almost looks like butter. I probably let it go a little bit too long, but
that's fine.
So we're gonna add our sweetened condensed milk. And then we're just gonna give it one more little zh, and then we're gonna mix in anything we want. And this time I'm gonna use raspberries, right? Because who doesn't love fresh raspberry ice cream, okay? I'm also gonna just put a little lemon zest because I like to cut the really sugary sweet with just a little sour or a little acid. And what's my favorite thing, friends? Zester. The zester! So this is gonna end up being like a little raspberry lemon.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
This is really, really good.
And easy.
So, okay, continue.
It's super fun to do with kids, right? Because they're always looking for fun stuff to do. So if you don't have a food processor, you just use a blender.
Oh, just a regular blender?
A regular blender, yep. So I'm just mixing this up. And now we've got like pretty, okay? We've got pretty raspberry.
This is so good stuff.
It is really good. I know. I was kind of thinking it wouldn't work because it was this weird TikTok thing, but then I did it, and it does work.
Look at you being trendy. You're on the TikTok, aren't you?
A little bit.
Yeah. Are you having?
bit.
Aren't you? I'm
I
trying.
love to hate it and hate to love it.
I know. I'm Addie, who does our social media. She's my girl. I offered her, but I got to stop offering people money because, you know, Kendall took money from me yesterday. But anyway,
She should.
I told Addie, I'm like, I got to learn. I'm not really good at TikTok. What do you do?
I'll help
what's
you.
that? What's that?
Okay, so this is just, I want a little more raspberry flavor than sometimes the berries can impart. So this is just like a raspberry jam. I dolloped it in there, and I'm just gonna swirl it through my base here.
Okay.
So that I get kind of like raspberry swirl, like
In
you
every
would
bite.
in every bite, like you would if you were at Bridgman's. Okay, you can't really see, but I did
It's fine.
swirl
We
it
get
in
it. We
there.
get it.
Okay. All I do now is put this in the freezer. Now in 4 hours, it's kind of like soft serve-ish. In 8 hours, it's completely hard, and you can take what you need and just put this back in the freezer. And honestly, you can make so many different kinds. I made strawberry rhubarb. If you know how you always have like weird jams hanging around? Like you could use orange marmalade and put in some fresh peaches. Like you could use graham crackers. You could use Andes mints and a little creme de menthe or grenadine for cherry. Like it's crazy how easy it is.
Like if you have a lot of takeout from Olive Garden, just use all the little mints that they give you. Yeah.
Oh my God, did you steal the mints at Olive Garden? Yeah, he did. He did. I know he did.
The host was not looking, and I was like, yeah.
Okay, I might have stole a few melt-away mint handfuls.
Yeah.
but
They're so good.
Yeah. So anyway, this is all that there is to making no-churn ice cream. You don't need a special machine. You just need a blender or a Cuisinart. And it doesn't even have to be like a fancy blender. You don't need a Vitamix or
I was just going to say, because you have all the fancy stuff, and probably people at home are like, do I have to have a Stephanie thing?
No, I made this at the cabin, and why I made it in the Cuisinart was because I don't have a blender there. And I was like, oh, well, this will work.
And this was a TikTok trend.
Originally, yes. And then I met a woman who has a cookbook called Snackable Bakes, Easy Peasy, 100 Snackable Bakes. Jessie Sheehan is her name. And she was on a podcast that I did, and her book was so great. And she had all these no-churn recipe ideas, too. So I was like, well, she's official. If she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, because you're official.
I am official,
Look at your official little apron.
I know.
I like your apron.
Thank you. A local lady made it for me. We collaborated. I
Look
needed
at that, your
aprons.
little logo on there.
I know. I was like, I love the color orange and yellow.
You're the only one.
I know. So
you pull
it's
it
my
off
own
well.
custom.
Yeah.
But like orange and yellow?
No, I mean, you can pull, because I wear orange and I look like a big gay pylon.
Well,
you know what I mean? So, yeah.
But see, I like gay pylons.
I know you do. We're not done with Steph. Stephanie's ice cream recipe is available on her website. It's right there on her chest. Stephanie's, that would not have ended well. Stephanie's
Not
dish.
on his pretty cashmere sweater that I was already petting earlier.
I know.
I love cashmere. Oh, and I'm on my, okay, but I did wipe my hands.
This is why we're really good friends. StephaniesDish.com. More with Stephanie, more petting when we come back. Back in a moment. It's a great Wednesday crowd.
Yes.
You look nice, girl.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You know, I was at the cabin harvesting.
I know. Okay, yeah, that's the set. Okay, we got to learn about that.
It's so much work.
I don't even know what you mean by. Okay, anyway, hey, Stephanie's here from StephaniesDish.com. As Stephanie said, she did just get back from the cabin. I have it on my card here. Harvest season.
Okay.
So what are you doing up there?
I am like waiting for the tomatoes to ripen, and I'm in zone 3 Ely. So even though I have early girls that are supposed to ripen in June, it'll take forever. But I'm getting cucumbers, I'm getting beans, I'm harvesting basil, I'm harvesting onions, beets, and I'm pickling things and making things.
Is this your garden?
Yes. It's like a giant cage because there's bears and deer and lots of wildlife up there. So it's like 8 feet tall sides, and I open a gate and I go in, and I have to like keep my dog out because he's a vegetarian and he's obsessed with, he likes peas, cucumbers, he stole a zucchini. He's so naughty.
Of course your dog is a vegetarian.
I know, it's very odd.
Yeah.
Kale. So you have to harvest these things, and then like my mom was a child of the Depression, and it rubbed off on me because I cannot waste one thing. So I'm canning, I'm pickling, I'm making like zucchini breads and ice creams and pizzas and.
Okay, because one of the things, you made a pasta dish. You're going to tell the folks, what was this?
Oh, I am obsessed with cream and pasta. And I'll put anything in it.
I saw this picture on your Insta.
So this was zucchini and cream and lemon and pasta. I also had like fresh peas, so I made a fresh pea, lemon, goat cheese pasta. I'm always making pastas because it's just the easiest thing and it's cheap. And it's always like I always have cream in the refrigerator and noodles. Our cabin's on an island, and there's a little bit about the story in the cookbook. But so like if I have to run to the store, it's like an hour-and-a-half situation.
Yeah, it's a big ordeal.
Yeah, so it's really taught me how to be a good cook of things that you have on hand.
Before I want to talk about the book a little bit more, the garden thing. I have a black, brown, I have a dead thumb. I have a dead thumb. I kill everything. I mean, this is alive only because it's plastic. You know what I mean?
I was like, it's not.
It's been alive for 8 years because it's plastic. But if you have one, turn into gardening Gretchen right now. That's beautiful. What's your number one gardening suggestion?
Start. Just start.
Okay, we'll be right back, everybody.
People
That was it.
are very intimidated by it. They think it's hard. Just start small, like get a container and throw a couple of seeds in there and watch them grow. Start with herbs. I think herbs are really easy. So some basil, some dill, some parsley. You start to really get into having fresh ingredients and making things on your own, and then it grows from there. My first garden was literally 4 years ago. I haven't had it very long.
Oh, really?
No, my mom was a gardener and I was always intimidated. And we got into a situation on the island where we could have this man, I call it the man trap, because it's an 8-foot like cage. Sorry, that's so weird that I call the garden the man trap.
Are you catching men up there?
No, but I'm like, God, you could imprison a person in here.
Yeah.
It's the Hilltop Ely Garden is what I call it, and I do not imprison anyone. But all of a sudden, I had this huge space.
If the
and I
Ely
had the
Police
ability to
Department can
try.
hear
I
me,
know.
check a cabin on an island.
I always
Again,
say the weirdest things on TV. I don't know why.
you're going to get a visit from the Ely sheriff.
Probably,
Anyway,
probably.
Hey, we have like 30 seconds. We're going to continue to talk about Stephanie's book until the launch, True North Cabin Cookbook. Here's an easy question. What do you think is the vessel that you use the most in this? Is it a pan? Is it a Dutch oven? Is it what pot or vessel do you use the most in here?
Cast iron skillet.
Really?
Yeah, probably. And also my Dutch oven. I mean,
yeah.
And then also my zester. And then also, so I'm going to do a signing.
Tell folks about your
Yeah,
events.
I'm going to be doing it after my Weekly Dish radio show on Saturday at the My Talk 1071 booth. And then the Star Tribune.
At the fair.
Yeah, at the fair, first weekend. The Star Tribune has invited me to sign on their first Sunday. So first Sunday of the fair, watch Stephanie's Dish on my Instagram because I don't have an exact time for that yet. But so I'll actually be able to sign some books at the fair. There is some at the general store in Minnetonka right now. They're shipping. It's very exciting.
As it should be. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Give it up for Stephanie Hansen, everybody. For more information, get the book, everybody. Get the book. Stephanie'sDish.com. True North Cabin Cookbook is available for pre-sale right now. And like Stephanie said, it's at the general store of Minnetonka right now.
Yep, right now they're shipping out.
Our 7th anniversary fun when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, this is Jeff. It's a day to celebrate for our staff today. 7 years ago on this day, our show premiered. After 7 years of shows, it's hard to pick really our favorite moments, but we thought it would be fun for all of you, especially if you're a new viewer. We wanted to look back at a few, so Jeff and I got together and kind of picked some of our favorites, starting with something that happened on our very first episode. Look.
Is someone on the phone? I'm being told. Hello, someone on the phone.
Hi, Jason. I think you were told it's your mama. It's not your mama, and it's not your baby mama.
Who is this?
Really? You don't recognize my voice?
Is this Katie Couric?
Yes!
Oh, yes!
Jason, I just wanted to say congratulations, mazel, mazel, good things, good luck with your new show. And I'm really excited for you.
Oh my God, Katie, I thought that we were divorced.
Katie's been a favorite of mine. We started texting and DMing like in 2008. And this was again, what year we debut? 14, 15? So she had been a good friend and really surprised. I had no idea. And a little pop-up video fun fact about that. Jeff confirmed that about 30 seconds before we went on the air. She had not gotten a firm answer. It was a couple minutes, yeah. Well, we love surprises on the show, and this next trip down memory lane was one of them. Now, in 2016, the Jason Show went national, and this was day one of the first time our show went around the country. Look what happened. I'm supposed to just read the prompter, a little surprise. So this morning, a little surprise, I'm just going to read the prompter. Joining us live on Skype is my mother, Dar. This is a surprise to me. I did not know this was going to happen. Good morning. Is she coming? here. Wow. I didn't see that one coming. And would you like a little dish about that clip?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here it is. Yeah, I'm telling it. I don't care anymore. I don't care. They gave us a big boss. They flew in somebody to kind of take to be in charge of the show. The person didn't know anything about us, our show, and looked at executive producer Jeff and said, "Let's not do that because nobody cares about Jason. How do you think they're going to feel about his mother?" So Jeff, being the great producer that he is, said, "No, we're doing it." And now that clip remains one of the most watched clips on our social media. So take that, executives. Anyway, hashtag Jeff knows best. Something we've done, you can tell I don't care anymore. Something we've done since day one is take me out of my comfort zone. It's usually her fault.
So great.
We call the segment Fish Out of Water, and one of our favorites happened in the fall of 2016 when I worked as a lunch lady. Look at this. Scale of 1 to 10, how hungry are you? Like a 10? No? 8? Okay, there we go. Well, you know what? Since you're an 8, I'll give you this extra fry right there. There we go. You want beans too? You know how much? $30. That'll be $17.50. That's $45, please. That'll be $25.95. Yogurt, sunflower seeds, or a trip to the Bahamas?
Yogurt.
That was Harriet Bishop Elementary and Savage. We've been on the air so long, that kid is now 32. That's right. We've been lucky enough over the 7 seasons to have some big names in this very studio. In May 2016, Harry Connick Jr. was our guest for the hour. We had so much fun with him. This was right before the debut of his talk show. And 1 year later in 2017, one guest we still talk about today, Vanessa Williams, joined us in studio. I'm a huge Vanessa fan. From Ugly Betty and Into the Woods and Desperate Housewives. And people always ask what celebrities are really like when they're here. Vanessa was as sweet as you would like her to be. And a little fun fact about that, we didn't have a limo to get her, so my husband had to go pick her up. Jeff and my husband in my husband's car were like, beep, beep, Vanessa, we're here.
Get in!
Get in! You're safe. It's just 2 gay guys. Get in. Yeah. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Happy anniversary. They're safe. They're not going to hurt you. Welcome back. It's time for the world's shortest segment. Hello. Today, as we celebrate our 7th anniversary, a look back at the #1 song on that day in August 2015. It was a one-hit wonder. This was it.
Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh,
that's right, Cheerleader by Jamaican singer Omi. Hit #1 in 20 countries. That's right. We're going to be right back with a surprise goodbye. Right after this. I do remember that song. It's time for the surprise goodbye. You know how this works. I don't know what's in this segment until I read it right now on the teleprompter. Here we go. As if snakes weren't scary enough, wait until you see this. An inventor created a 4-legged robot allowing snakes to walk. Here it is. Snakes go into the tube with legs attached. The robot is run by a laptop. The inventor claims snakes seem to love it. Get this, millions of years ago, snakes had legs but lost them through evolution. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Hey, do you mind if I celebrate you? Do you mind if I do? Let's celebrate this, my friend over here. Can I tell what happened? Can I please say it? Very last chemo treatment over here, everybody. Right there. That should be celebrated. Tomorrow on the show, Leslie Miller is back and she's pairing wine with fast food. Of course she is. Plus, what was it like to see Lady Gaga at Wrigley Field? Our producer, Baby Bjorn, was there and he just woke up. So he'll give us the scoop. Go out there and be yourself. Nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Bye, everybody. Thanks for 7 years.